Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's 1:30 here on Friday, the 13th of May. Doing this a little bit earlier than I normally would because I'm on an American TV show this afternoon, TFNN.com, with my friend Larry Pacevatis. I think that's 4:30 UK time, 11:30 American time. So we've got an hour to go before the American Open. The US market and the UK market, as we all know, are in similar situations with all the measures of the trend on Victor Vest down. And certainly in the American market, the metrics all showing mega oversold levels, but they've been like that for quite a while. So let's have a look. S&P was down 5 points yesterday, and so far it's forecast to open up 50 or 60 points. Is this the turn that we've been waiting for, that I've been waiting for, should I say? It's strange, on Friday there's not many catalysts in the news that I can see. So if I in fact move to the S&P 500, that as I've communicated, I've traded it for a long time now. I think the interesting thing is this three-way pullback that I've shown, and that is known by those people that study geometry as an AB equals CD pullback. And so far, this leg down and this leg down are the same, and I calculated that level well in advance, well, since about here at 3935. And the last video that I did, folks, I asked you to do your best to try and draw in a equidistant channel here, and that has a low coming in of the channel a few ticks above that 3935 level. So I think that this is still a very important level for the S&P 500. I haven't bought into the market as yet. In fact, I've taken a couple of small shorts. It's a good short, I think, the last day that I put on a video here, and I've taken another couple of shorts since that on the short time frame charts, just for a few ticks, nothing worth. So that's that 3935 level, and that's pretty much where the market closed yesterday. As I say, it's forecast, and we've got an hour to go, it's forecast to open up at about 39.80. Let's have a look at what the real market, overnight market, is doing in a second. So it's got a bit of work to do here. There's certainly no big up day yet to get excited about. Now, if I go to the overnight market, and there's the overnight market, an hour to go, 3987. I think that what's quite interesting in this, there's the 3935 level, and as you can see, right at that level, we sold down into that. There's a few ticks in that for me yesterday. You see that inside bar? Okay, on it's a 4-hour chart. It was an inside bar, and it broke down out of the inside bar, and that's always useful for a few ticks. Okay. Nothing worth, but a few ticks, 20 or 30. I seen the time that 20 or 30 ticks on the S&P, 20 or 30 points in the S&P was a week's work. So then we had a little candle, another candle, a wide leg doji or something, I think they call it, and then had another one. So we had 3 doji type candles in a row, and then we have a up candle. I was nearly tempted to buy it. It happened in the middle of the night, late in the night yesterday, but I always like to see the doji on a morning star. Sorry, the blue bar on a morning star candle pattern to close above the high of the doji, which it didn't. So I haven't done anything as yet, folks. But this opening looks quite promising. I think that what we really need to see here is a rising bottom on this particular chart. As you can see, we haven't had a rising bottom on this chart since God knows when. I think there'll be plenty of time to get into this with a little bit of confirmation. Maybe on the short-term charts there will be some form of a signal this afternoon. As you know, on a 30-minute chart, I look at springs and upthrusts for simple signals. But the trend is still down here, but there is a potential really cool area of support now. And something else that's quite interesting is that if we look at the 4-hour chart and we actually do a fib extension of the last pullback, you can see that that comes in at 3910, which is near as damn it the 3935 level. So this shorter term fib extension coming in at the same place as the AB equals CD, at pretty much the same place as that equidistant channel. I think that that'll tempt a lot of people to put their hand in their pocket and buy something. And folks, that's support is. Some poor bloke putting his hand in his pocket and buying something. Still exceptionally contrarian. But unfortunately, the good trade is always the hard trade, where you can risk the least to make the most. So I'm happy. What I'd be looking for here would be maybe a spring in here on 30 minutes or 1-hour charts. Okay, and even a rising bottom on the 4-hour chart would be worth having a go at. We haven't seen, as I say, we haven't seen one of those forever. So optimistic, but over the years, it's been very profitable for me not to buy mega oversold levels. That's just naive, because the damn things can stay oversold for much longer than you can stay solvent. But when the buy-sell ratio is right down on its knees, as it is at the moment, and it hasn't been down at 0.06 many times, and the MTI is right again on its knees, and as I say, it hasn't been down at 0.37 many times over the years, then it's time to look for a bottom, not buy the bottom. You need some confirmation from price to do that, and that's what I'm trying to get across. There is pretty nice confirmation here that there's a confluence of support around these levels. All I need now is a signal. Maybe I should be in already above that high, but that all happened in the middle of the night, and yours truly was in his bed. The tail should never wag the dog, folks. So again, in the gold market, it's a question of sitting as well, and the gold market has come off with the stock market. One of those great lies out there is that gold's a great hedge against the stock market. I haven't seen any evidence of that over the years at all, to tell you the truth. We're back here, depending where you draw this, depending where you take the fib from, we're still in with a shot somewhere around here. But if I go to the 4-hour chart there as well, you can see that there hasn't been a rising bottom here for a long time. Could have been tempted to have gone long there, and if you, it was still quite a bit above my support level. But nevertheless, if you'd bought long there on that rising bottom, it wouldn't have been the end of the world, okay? Maybe you got your stop to entry and you lost something on the half of the position, but since that we're falling, making falling bottoms here, falling tops should I say, and we've got a lot of work to do here to establish a bottom. It's always like that, folks. The good trade is always the hard trade, but in both the S&P and in gold, I think that the opportunity will come next week, if it comes at all. Just remember, these darn things can stay oversold for a very, very, very long time. But I do smell opportunity until, certainly in the stock market, until that opportunity proves itself to the contrary. We're looking for a rally in a bear market, but that rally, folks, could get us up to here, the top of that channel, or there's the 78% retracement of this move, and that's somewhere up there, and that's one hell of a move. So those of you that are listening from the UK, SMT could go up by 40 or 50% in that move. Scottish Mortgage Trust, which is a fairly leveraged bet on US growth stocks. Apple itself should do very well in such a move. If you have a look, you'll see that there's an ABCD pattern on Apple as well, but Apple and the market pretty much the one thing. So one of those weeks where I really haven't done much. I had a good trade on Tuesday. It was a 40 or 50 point trade, and then a couple of very small 10, 15 point trades, more scalps than anything else, and still waiting, and hopefully there's a big one in the offing, and that could be fast and furious once this bottom is in. And of course I could be completely wrong and the thing drop through the floor. Time will tell. Okay. So I hope you found this useful. I'll be talking about this and many other things with my dear friend Larry Pacevatus on tfnn.com, 11:30 American time, 4:30 UK time. Brace yourself for some adverts. My word, you American fellas understand advertising. They just come at you like a machine gun. Thanks very much. Have a great weekend, folks. And the VectorVest customers listening, I'll see you at the VectorVest Q&A on Monday afternoon, 1:30. Anybody who would like a free invite to that, even if you're not a VectorVest subscriber, just give me a shout at TraderDavy, TraderDavy @gmail.com, and I'll fire you off one. Bye-bye.